I can feel it coming in the air tonight. Oh Lord, I predict them dislikes are gonna stack up. Oh yes, so can you feel it coming in the air tonight? Oh Lord, oh Lord, Spyro is gonna say some bad shit about Horizon. Jim Sterling getting a lot of shit for giving Zelda a 7 out of 10. Spyro gonna get the same treatment from the Sony fanboys. Oh Lord, so can you feel it coming in the air tonight? Here we go. So yes, from that little song there, I haven't got the best thoughts of Horizon. I'm not gonna say it's bad. But it isn't a 10 out of 10, so, you know, oh, Zelda, it's an amazing game, it's a great game, Zelda's the best game in the world, but I think that the Master Sword breaking is a bit retarded. 7 out of 10, how fucking dare you, Jim Sterling? You fucking what? You think it's an amazing, enjoyable, fun experience, but you give it a 7 out of 10 because the Master Sword break? Fuck you, dislike. So I might imagine that because a lot of people give Horizon a 10 out of 10, that's what I'm in for. So let's get started with it, shall we? So, this review is going to be a lot quicker than you would expect, despite it being a big game. As, well, it's Final Fantasy 15 all over again. Look at the size of our world, but fuck all to do in it. So let's get the easy stuff out of the way. As we do, then we can move on to the proper review. As, let's face it, we all agree on one thing. The visuals and the music are absolutely stunning. Like, you have no idea how good this shit looks on a 4K monitor and how good some of the music is. Everybody can agree in that. But then we hit into the main part of the review, the gameplay, and it's okay, but it's a very basic Skyrim starter kit. So here's the rundown of what to expect going into this. You run around the world, kill robots and bandits, do a couple of side quests, and collect a few special items. That's your lot, really. I'm not joking. Don't get me wrong. What's there, for the most part, is very well made, but it's bare bones for what is advertised. So, as I say, you have your main head to Alduin missions and a few side missions along the way. Both main and side missions offer nothing other than experience, and experience counts towards a level. Each level you get gives you 1 skill point. Like Skyrim, you can put that 1 skill point into a specific skill. However, skills are very limited, and there are only like 30, and they either have negligible effects or absolutely game-breaking, holy shit, this is ridiculous effects. So, like, I've got more resources plus from killing robots, and when you have more resources plus, you get ×3 experience from downed robots, and even that feels very negligible. Like, when I kill a watcher at the start, I got 3 metal shards and maybe 1 special item, like a watcher's eye or lens. Now, with more resources plus the 2 levels into resources, side note, there is only 2 levels that you can put into the resources tree, I get 9 metal shards and maybe, if I'm lucky, 2 rare items, but it's like pretty much nothing has changed at all. So that's like a negligible skill. But on the other side, you have concentration and time slow hunter reflexes when you're jumping. If you want to absolutely break the game, immediately put points into concentration and hunter's reflexes. I will now show you how broken this is. Like, nobody thought that this could be a bad idea. So I'm going to cut to past Spyro with some footage of how broken hunter reflexes and concentration plus is. Hello friends, it's your favourite Munian princess Spyro Butterfly, and now I'm going to show you what exactly hunter's reflexes and concentration, which is these egg timer ones, and concentration plus can do for you. And by the way, just keep in mind I haven't even got the fast reload, which is going to make everything even better when you're doing the faster or the hunter's reflexes. So we are in a camp, excuse me, I'm trying to explain, let me just keep it paused. So we are in a camp full of enemies that are shooting arrows at us. When we jump with hunter's reflex, we essentially go into bullet time. We can do this indefinitely, so as long as we've got our bow out, oh, there's an incoming arrow, let's just make sure that we can bullet time away from that. And we can do this forever. It doesn't matter, we can just shoot, and even if we miss, it's okay, because we can just keep jumping, because we reload a lot faster than him, so eventually he will die. He's never going to be able to hit me, so eventually he will die, and we won't. We won't. So there's he did take a dodge roll there. Very, very clever man. He's been playing a lot of Enter the Gungeon to get that dodge roll, just trying to avoid the incoming fire arrow, but as you can see, he can't hit me. And eventually, I'm not doing a good job of demonstrating, but eventually we will land enough arrows like we did there to kill all of the enemies within the camp. I think there is one to the side of me, so jumping left and right will not serve us well momentarily. But once we get rid of this gentleman here, then we will focus on all the ones over there. Now, the jump can obviously give a little bit of arrow time, but there you go, he's dead. Now, there's going to be some that are looking at us from this direction, so we'll just make sure to see what they're doing. Just keep jumping, just make sure to see what they're doing. And now we'll use concert. So there's an incoming fire arrow. Nice dodge there with our bullet time, because we're basically Agent Smith from the Matrix right now. You know, we cannot be hit by mere mortal hands. Only Neo himself can hit us, and unfortunately Neo himself is dead. Like the Corruptor, which was right next to me, is dead. Surprised it didn't take 4 damage there, but that's okay. So we'll just keep jumping. This guy potentially going to run at me, but we'll just shoot him dead. Then we'll focus on this guy, which is also attempting to shoot us. He has somehow hit himself. Don't know how he hit himself there. There's a guy over there in the background also trying to shoot at us, so he's going to be our next point of call to dodge. We nearly hit him. He's decided to take a dodge roll behind cover, so this will be our next man. He looks like he's got some sort of grenade, but as you can see, we still haven't been hit yet, and we are absolutely annihilating this camp. We are out of arrows, but that's fine, because we just switched to a different arrow, and we keep jumping. We just keep jumping. I think someone has taken a good shot at me, but bullet time, again, allows us to absolutely break the game. There's the headshot, there's the kill. We'll keep jumping to the right to keep lined up with the grenade man. Oh, that guy nearly got me, but bullet time did of course save us, and we can just continue to blast this man. At level 33 has been reached, and he is taking a lot of damage. And every time we hit him with an arrow, he does get staggered, so he can't really shoot as fast or reload as fast, which means that sooner or later we will have fired a lot more arrows at him, and one of our 20 arrows have killed him before his one arrow hit us. And now there is this one guy left up on the top of the cliff here, so if we are to just roll round, just keep rolling round, we've got to keep our eye on him, because I don't know exactly where he is. So if we just keep rolling round, oh, he's up there, but don't worry, we can zoom in with concentration, take a shot, and we can zoom in, take another shot, and we can zoom in, jump to keep time slowed, and take that third lovely shot. And that's him, nearly deceased. And obviously on our left there, our concentration is going back up, or our hunter's reflex is going back up. So he's lining up to take a shot, but that's fine because we're going to get into a reasonable position. Now we're zoomed in and we can land that shot and go back into bullet time, and then take the zoomed in shot again, and nearly got him. He's only one hit away. He is using the rocks very well. I'll give him that. He is using the rocks as cover, as you know, AI should do. All the others were very foolish to not do that. But he is about to go down in this next bullet, and he is dead. And that is everyone dead. And that is how we don't take any damage whatsoever, because we have infinite bullet time, and we can just slow down time forever. There's no limit to this. So once you get hunters, let's go back to skills. Once you get the hunter's reflexes, concentration, and concentration plus, the entire game becomes a joke. You've got infinite bullet time. And I assume with faster reload, you saw how many times we could reload before he reloaded once. But with faster reload, when using concentration, and, you know, this, with faster reload, it'd make it even more of a joke, as you'd have infinite bullet time and get to shoot off 1,000,000 arrows before them. So, yeah, that's one of the absolutely broken abilities. So if you want to play easy mode, even if you're on a higher difficulty, you want to turn the game easy mode, Hunter's Reflexes, concentration plus this guy. Oh, can't see us, back of the head. Of course you can't kill main characters.
I'll tell you everything.
I know you will.
Oh yeah, that's pretty broken, isn't it? I guess we've just turned into an agent from the Matrix. They are stronger, faster, and can do more dodgy bullet shit than us. They are the gamekeepers. They are holding all the keys. They are guarding all the doors. But the one thing that they do not have is the power of the One Neo. So yeah, that's pretty broken. And beyond that, in terms of what you can do, that's about your lot. You can't forge your own weapons or armor like you can in Skyrim. All weapons and armor are bought from a shop. Machines and bandits only drop metal shards and things that can be sold for metal shards, and a few other items that you can use to craft more arrows, but that's about it. And considering how many metal shards you get, I've got over 8,000 now. Like, you really won't be hurting for cash. As for the few special items, there's a few to collect. There's the super armor that's kind of the best armor in the game and works like many Assassin's Creed games, where it's in a vault and you need 6 keys, or in this case 6 power cells to open the lock. I've found 3. And some metal flowers and trinkets, where a set of them can be traded for special good weapon modifications. As for the story, well, a few things. First, it's really predictable. Like AAA predictable. Think of the most predictable thing you can for the events of the story, and you're right on the money. Like, take the dad for instance. He is our tutorial, and all the way through the tutorial he's teaching us how to hunt and such, and while cutscenes play, we get to be like his child. We're not his child, but we'll come to that. But we get to be like his real child, and he's our real dad, and we get to bond with him, and he's got such a nice attitude. Can you guess what happens? Go on, have a guess. I'll let you take a guess. You know, we'll put the countdown music on. Go on, take a guess. If you said he dies, then you were right. Even all the way through my first impressions, I was saying, he's dead, he's going to die. He's going to get killed. I'm going to kill him.
Wait for my signal.
He's dead. He's dead. Loving father character, he's dead. He's dead. They're all gonna die. They're dead. All the assholes are dead. He's dead. He's dead, isn't he? You see, that's the thing about AAA. They have no way of giving an emotional rise other than death. So, like, we have seen the father trying to look after her, and we saw him, like, giving his hand to try and help her when she was about to fall off that pit. That's going to be right in the balls. Nearly. You need to aim a little lower. But yeah, you know, we saw him, like, extending his hand and, like, being the loving father. And even now he's like, dude, my daughter's ready. My not daughter is truly a champion now. She's ready. And you know, in the final scene when we do this trial, and I'm probably going to cut it and show it in a minute. I'm going to look. Oh, it's probably even here where she's saying, Ross, because we've been attached to this father who's loved and cared and trained for us. That father is dead now. He's a dead man.
2 days before the proving and he goes off without me? He wouldn't do that.
He's dead. He's dead. I bet he's dead. But he's dead. You know he's dead. You know the guy's dead. The guy's a dead man. Our dead father.
Where's he gone to?
He's dead.
What's he doing up there?
He's dead.
He's
gonna jump.
Standing there. What's going on with him?
You're gonna jump, aren't you? You're dead, aren't you?
Aloy, you're here. There has been some trouble recently.
Trouble, he's dead.
It affords an opportunity to learn this lesson, but it will be dangerous.
You're gonna die.
Descendant?
Is something else bothering you?
No, I'm fine.
You're dead.
Okay.
He's dead. You'll find use for the weapon tonight. We're gonna go fight a boss and he's gonna die. Father inevitably dies because I think he's gonna die. He's a dead man. We all know he's a dead man. Dad's gonna die. Because AAA is predictable. And like The Last Guardian, we have spent the past 2 hours getting emotionally attached to our dad, and like we did with our other feathery dog friend, I wonder if they're going to kill him off for a cheap emotional rise like they did with our dog.
What you say? That you only meant well, 'cause you did. What you say? That it's all for the best, 'cause it is. What you say? That it's just what we need. You decided this. What you say?
Good job, AAA. It was totally not predictable that you would kill our emotional attachment off like you did with the dog from The Last Guardian for a cheap emotional rise. It's almost like you're copying scripts from each other. So, yeah. Why is the girl motherless and an outcast? Well, the old lady takes her into the heart of the mountain and there's a big metal door. When she presses it, a computer voice says, DNA recognized, but data is corrupt. I think you know where this is going. Go on, I'll give you another 30 seconds to respond. If you guessed she was part of the crew in cryosleep as a baby, or was connected to the crew in some way, then you are right. She is part of the crew, grown from their DNA by machines. It's called the Mountain's Womb, as it's literally an artificial womb where the baby was created, because she is a clone. Hence, she does not fit in with everyone else. And like the dad, the second it said DNA recognized, fucking called it. And that's about your lot for story. Oh no, wait. Oh wait, there is one other thing about the story. You know what it is, because every story's got to have one.
Stay away, no mother!
That's a smug little child, he's dead. Oh, we've got a moral choice. Aim for the head, drop your rock, knock the rock from his hand. I fucking hate this dude. He's a smug little child. Aim for the head. Kill him.
Aloy, we cannot.
Yes, we can. They have set me on the path of darkness. I will transfer. I will use at the end of this game, because I've got the magic eye. I will create the no-name Keyblade, and I will transfer my heart from one vessel to another. I will destroy them all. So, as you can see, we've got a man here. Let's just pause the clip for a minute. I'm going to tell you a bit of backstory about this man. We saw him near the beginning of the game, and after he disappeared, mercenaries showed up and slaughtered my entire village, pretty much. So, it's pretty much him that's responsible. And as we sneak around, trailing him, we find that there's a lot of bad men attached to him. And when we get to this area here, we find that he was working with the bad men all along. And now, if we continue to play, he is lying on the ground after being attacked by a bad machine, pretty much dying. And this is our chance to question us. During our questioning, he said he was forced to work for them because they've captured his wife and family. He doesn't want his wife and child to die. He knows he's doing bad, but he really, really wants to save his wife and child. So it was all for a good reason. The road to good is paved with bad intentions. Please forgive me. And so we are given a decision tree. Heart, fist, or brain. Brain is neutral, but really the only two you concern yourself with are the heart and the fist. Mercy or genocide. Which do you pick? Go on. Which one should I do? Should I let him live? He was only doing it to save his family. But he did kill our family. He made our not dad die. Do I save him or do I kill him? Mercy or genocide? Do I go fight Azrael Dreamer or do I go fight Sans? Oh wait! It doesn't matter! At all! It doesn't matter! The moral choice is a complete load of shit. There are no mercy or genocide runs. Nah. This choice will not impact the game whatsoever. So, kill him if you want. Spare him if you want. You get exactly the same amount of XP as you do because I killed him, dead, and I also let him live. And as we can see from both end screens, I got exactly the same amount of experience, and even on the one I killed him on, it still brought up the side mission to save his family. So, mercy or genocide, it doesn't matter in the slightest. The dialogue boxes have no impact on the ending. There's only one ending. The only one you've got to watch out for is the recruit all allies, but you'll know that because before the final battle you get to speak to them all. Just make sure you pick heart on the final battle with all the people that you talk to, just so that you have all allies happy for the final battle. But that's on the very final mission, I think. So yeah, aside from the final questions, like aside from the very, very final questions, kill everybody. Be a bastard to everyone. It doesn't matter. There's no consequences. Oh, and also, if you just want to know which of the two timelines I stuck with. Yeah, because everybody's been a dick to me like that child, and it's not exactly like any single NPC has got a personality that I actually care about, unlike characters that have had love, time and effort put into them like Undertale. So, yeah, good job. And that's about your lot. Really, that's about a lot for the Horizon Zero Dawn. Except for one thing. That is out of bounds. Actually, we're just going to stop the whole out of bounds thing for a minute and talk about the bugs, because there's a lot and they definitely run fucking rampant. So during my playtime, I managed to record 2 beauties of bugs. So one was to do with my weapon, which was only fixed after about 20 hours and a special cutscene, and the other was to do with a random enemy that I found that was still alive that we weren't having a good time. So let's check out both of them now, and then we'll come back. Okay, so this is the first bug. So the first one is to do with a fire spitter. I picked up the fire spitter and I entered a cutscene with it, and for whatever reason I lost the actual fire spitter itself, the machine gun, and the machine gun turned into my spear. So I am now running around with what looks like the fire spitter, but it's not. It doesn't shoot bullets or anything. I'm just running around freely with it as it's become my spear, and as you will notice from a lot of the footage that you will see coming up, I can't remove this. Like, for whatever reason, this is just stuck forever. The only thing that removes it is about 40 or 50 hours in. I get a major cutscene where I have to stab someone with the spear and it returns to a normal spear. But beyond that, it's stuck like this forever. But I mean, it does look kind of cool, because now it looks like I'm rocking a giant Cloud Strife Buster Sword, and as you can see, even when we shoot, our arrows are also giant fire spitter arrows. So not only do we have a Buster Sword, we have Buster Arrows. So it's a rather funny graphical error or graphical bug, but at the same time I would have liked to have seen how much damage I'm doing properly with my spear, because it might not have just been a graphical bug. It did seem like it was impacting the damage very slightly in a negative way, but I wouldn't be able to know unless I had a proper way to legitimately test that. Well, yeah, that's the first graphical, well, that's the first bug. Let's move on to the second one that we found. So I was just playing Horizon while I was waiting for my phone to charge to get the remaining footage off of it for the review, and waiting for midnight to come on to play more Breath of the Wild. You alright, dude? You okay? I can't collect his resources. He's not dead, by the way. Like, he's immortal. I cannot kill him. Also, you might have seen the review, I have like a dodgy spear. Because of a cutscene, my spear's fixed. A cutscene fixed it. Are you okay? But, you know, screw the spear. We've got... You alright, dude? You alright? I don't know where your head is. Your head's kind of contorting into your body, maybe? Or there's... He's going. I don't know where he's going. He's going to the Sabertooths. You alright? He's not having a good time. Is this, where are you? Is this a new form of yoga? Is this like contorting your body in yoga to relieve stress? Are you stressed? Why are you stressed, sir? Oh, you're sheltering your face with your wing, I think. Are you shy? Is that it? Do you not interact with people very well? Do you have problems dealing with one-on-one interactions? Do you want to come with me to my quest? You know, we can... My quest's up that hill. Look, it's 100 and... Stay out of the way for now. Oh yeah, it's you, isn't it? Come on, we'll go up the hill. Excuse me, Ravenger, sir, don't. He's shy. Please, Mr. Ravenger. No, don't do this. He's very shy. Ravenger, don't do this. That's a manual save. We don't want to do that. Don't do it. He's very shy. I will take you down with a fucking electric arrow if I have to. Alright then, you did it to yourself.
Machine's quick.
Yeah. You better run. I'm sorry, sir. He's just like they're just such a dick, aren't they? I'm sorry you had to deal with that. I know you're very shy around the other robots. Don't worry. I'm gonna take you to a place. I'm gonna take you to a place that'll help you. All right. I'm gonna take you up this hill. There's a man that said something about like the oils of machines. We're gonna take you to the place and he'll help you. Yeah, just shimmy on up the road. That's right. Just shimmy on up the road. You can do it. It's getting worse. It's getting worse. Like the body's contorted so much that it's now spinning at a ridiculous rate. I just want to. Oh, it's unfurling. I see his legs. I like the random one floating piece. Wherever it is, you might see it that just keeps clipping through the ground. There it is. What happened to you? And the worst thing is, like, I didn't even find him like... Oh, sorry, I found him like this. Like, I was just walking down, doop-a-doop-a-doop. Had to kill a saber-tooth to get the saber-tooth blood. And, you know, they're over there now. The other corpse is... I think it's despawned at this point. But the other corpse was somewhere over there. And I'm like, alright, I've got the blood. So, I'm gonna go... Oh, he's leaving pieces behind. Holy shit, look at this. There's, like, a piece here. What the fuck? He's dropped some sort of sparker, I think that is. Yeah. Alright then, so yeah, he's losing pieces. So yeah, I was over there with those saber-tooths, and it's like, oh okay, well I've got the blood now. I'll just go save. So I come here and I'm like, oh herp derp, go save. And then I'm like, oh look, there's some health here. There was some health like about here somewhere. I'm like, oh, there's some health here. And then I see it spazzing out about like there. And I'm like, what the hell is that? So I run up to about here and it's like, there's a bird. It's a random bird spazzing out. And he's rolled all the way down the hill, hit this cactus, rolled this way a bit because there's another metal plate, I guess. And then he kind of like rolled over here and that's when I started recording, and obviously he's rolled this way and over into this grass now. What happens if he touches the water? Do machines just get electrocuted if they touch the water? So that's two glitches we've found in this game. We've already had our spear break once, and now now he's hurting. Had my head, I wanna drown my sorrow. No tomorrow, no tomorrow. Tears are filling up the glass. No expression, no expression. Gonna go across this river, I can't swim it. That's not good. I wanna take this cannon to the other side. Someone's calling. Ah, we can't pick up the weapons. The weapons are gone. Is this a Ravenger's cannon? Can I like stand on this rock and... No, Aloy. I'm walking on sunshine. Whoa, I'm walking on sunshine. Whoa, and it's time to feel good. Do 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 do. You know, if you're gonna perch up there, birds. They have learnt that they cannot defy gravity and stand on thin air. Did you enjoy walking on sunshine? They all took the Isaac pill. Feels like I'm walking on sunshine. Oh shit, there's a watcher right there. Yeah, it's on the levels of a Bethesda game. It's pretty buggy, so if you're going to be playing it, just to expect to see quite a few graphical errors and weird things. But let's move back to the out of bounds. So you see, while walking around, you will see that around you are tall mountains which are unscalable. But like Skyrim, or as it happened in my Fallout gameplay with Tinker Tom here, I think Rocket's red glare on Fallout has broken. Look, I'm beyond the edge of the map. And if I back out, like, we're just flying in a straight line. Like, he's not stopping. This man is not stopping. He's just flying for it. He's flying for the edge of the map. Oh no. Oh no, he's flying. We're out of the map. Look, this is all untextured map. This is all untextured map. We have left the map. We are leaving the map. We are leaving the map. This is all untextured map. It's hard to show on the phone, but this is all untextured map. It's nothing but a white, it's just nothing but like white mist now. It's just nothing but white mist. We are over like a completely untextured, unedited landscape. Oh, he's not stopping. He's just going for it. He's just going for it. Like, completely and totally. We're gonna go through the ground. We're about to go through the ground. We're through the ground. We are now in the world. Oh no, what the fuck?
I don't know.
Ladies and gentlemen, breaker,
Yeah,
one
I
line.
know that. It's gotta be there somewhere.
We're gone. We are gone. Ladies and gentlemen, we are gone. We have left the map. We are gone. We have left the map entirely. We're out of there. Oh yeah, my perk shot. We are out of there. We're out of there. We're out of there.
Wow.
Is this just like Minecraft now? We're just going to go through infinite landscape, or is this mountain like signalling the end of the map and we just fly into the void? Oh Bethesda, what have you done? Oh, well, we just went through a burning volcanic magma land. We are under the ground. We are going deeper. I'm going deeper, Leo. We are now below the world. We are now below the world, and he is constantly going straight. Oh my. We are below the world. Yep. It's in first person, it's nothing. Oh no! Oh no, Harry! Oh, what have you done? Tinker Tom, stop flying straight, man! Tinker Tom! You're going the wrong way! You're going the wrong way, man! He don't care. This is it. We are about to reach the quantum point, it looks like.
Oh my god.
I mean, I want to keep going because I want to see if the game just like reaches this end point where it's like, okay, that's it, there's just no more map to load, we screwed it and it just crashes. I mean, right now we're underground. Underground, overground, wobbling free, the wombles of Wimbledon, coming are we. We have reached the far lands of Minecraft. Look at those horrible textures. Da, da. Oh, we've made it. We made it back out. There's ocean. There's ocean. Have we just done a full loop? Have we done a...
Oh no. Oh no. I've made the Pip-Boy. How do I zoom out? What's the zoom out function?
Would it not be great to be like Tinker Tom? To scale the unscalable and see what lies beyond the horizon. Well, you can't, as there are several areas that are not smoothed over or are rendered wrong, which you can easily jump up, but if you're being a naughty little scamp and trying to leave, you get this message. I'm sorry, are you trying to restrict my open world in an open world? And to add insult to injury, bringing up a big immersion breaking text box with the dev scolding me for getting out of his map? No, you don't do that. So now you're asking me to break free, and in doing so I saw what could be Horizon's big dirty secret, as around in the restricted areas, if you keep to the edge of the border without going too far in forcing a reset, you find some rather interesting stuff. Resources beyond the barrier that you can't actually get to. Random climbing ropes and ledges that are not implemented yet and are behind invisible walls. Other text boxes that say you can't go that way. Well, one or the other. Either reset me or I can't go that way. Which of the two is it? You can't have it both ways. And it gets really obnoxious when there are collectibles. Yes, collectibles, the things you need for 100% on the board, and you have to risk a reset to get them. Let's have a look now. Hello you 7 out of 10 Breath of the Wild. So we are here in the edge of the map, and as you can see in the little bit to the right and a little bit up, there is a Banku figure there with a question mark. Now, the only way that I can see how to get this particular Banku figure is to go up through the canyon where I am and get it. So what we're going to do is we're going to run up here to where I am now, up this canyon, and look, there is clearly an opening here, so it clearly understands that it wants you to go over the top of this mountain and down the other side to get to the Banku figure. Now, as you can see, we are getting the "you are leaving the play area" error message. If I touch any part of this area, I could easily be reset back. So we've got to be very careful. But look, you can clearly see that that was the only way to do it. You could only walk up that little valley, then walk down, and you can see the rope just down there below us where we are going to aim for the Banku figure. So there it is over there, that's where the figure is resting, but in order to do that we need to go across the top of this mountain, which is connected to leaving the play area. So it's not just like hey, you've got to go out your way to find these play areas. If you so happen to even try and get some of the collectibles on the edge of the map, and there's more than this one, there are some ancient vessels and some metal flowers that are also on the edges of the map, and to get them you will have to try and skeet around this out of bounds message. So as you can see, I'm sticking to the edge, I can see it down there, and I'm just planning my jumps accordingly, thinking, right, so I've just got to drop down from the left a bit. But then, oh, no, sorry, you're leaving the play area. Please don't attempt to drop down. And we can see there's a castle over there, so you should easily be able to get to that. Now, I've already saved, and as you can see, that's how quick you can get reset back after leaving the play area. So, even like one wrong step, you're gonna get reset. So now we're actually going to do it for realsies and show you how to get this particular Banku figure. And obviously every time you do leave the play area you have to watch a bit of a long loading screen. So we're back here, and now we're going to execute the plan firmly, because I did save at that bonfire before doing it, because there was a corrupt area here full of corrupt behemoths who are actually quite hard to take down. But you know, I did save after defeating the corrupt behemoths, so we wouldn't have to do the actual corrupted zone again, and then I'm now running back to where the Banku figure is, just killing a couple of foxes in the hope to get a fox skin for a golden fast travel, because while we're getting this figure, that's another thing which is absolute bullshit about this game, that you've got to craft your fast travel. You don't have to craft your fast travel in Skyrim, you don't have to craft your fast travel in Dark Souls, you don't have to do it in Breath of the Wild, you don't have to do it in Nier Automata. It just seems like a very stupid addition, and it makes it even more trivial because later on when you're in this desert area, if you get a fox skin, you can make a golden fast travel box which gives you unlimited fast travel. So it's like, if you're going to give me unlimited fast travel anyway, why not just give it me at the beginning of the game like every other game? Why have you got to like arbitrarily just put it in the desert? It seems rather silly to me. It's not been a problem because I haven't really used the fast travel, but still, it seems a bit silly to do that. But yeah, so we're now here, and we're now about to go back on top of the mountain. We are leaving the play area, of course, and should turn back. If we continue, we will be reset, but we had to risk the reset in order to run over to this cliff and obtain the Banku figure. So now I am just looking at where exactly it is. I actually screwed up here a little bit because the Banku figure itself is below on the left there, and I thought it was a little bit further along because this was like, oh wait, this is where I actually got reset before. Surely it's not at that point, so I'm kind of scrabbling around looking for it right now. I'm like, alright, there's the wire, so it's over there, and I'm thinking, oh yes, it's over there, but it's not, it's over in the other direction. Now that wire might lead to another way up to it, but I was at the bottom of it, and I was jumping around near the bottom looking for like a yellow painted ledge to jump up, and I couldn't find a yellow painted ledge to jump up. Like, I ran the entirety of this lower half of the mountain from like the top left to the bottom right, and there was not any yellow bricks that I could see that were climb upable. And when I saw that particular valley, you can even see it on the map right now, when I saw that particular valley, it was kind of saying on the map like, hey, run up this valley, it leads you right to it. And that's why I went for the valley, and obviously we end up here. Very easy to get to, you know, it's not blocked off in any way. There isn't any giant vertical rocks saying we can't go up here. It seems like this was intended, this valley that you run up was perfectly intended to be ran up to get the Banku figure. So I get to here and I'm like, alright, it's definitely not here, and then I kind of screw up, so I think I at this point cut it out till we get to the Banku figure. But I go around and I'm looking for it, and I'm like, wait a minute, there it is, there's the rope. So now I've dropped down one and I'm jumping around the side of these rocks, and as you can see, just keep your eyes on the lower portions of these rocks here as I'm jumping around the edge of them. You can see like down there, there's no yellow bricks to climb on. We're doing all the jumping and there is certainly no yellow bricks to climb on. It's all get to the top and come around the side of these rocks. See, look, we're still not seeing any yellow bricks here. There is a thing there, and then finally we get round to one yellow brick that allows us to jump up and walk across to the Banku figure itself. And yeah, that's how I saw to do it. The map clearly showed that. So that's me going out of bounds to get the Banku figure itself. And as I say, and this one, like, maybe there was a yellow rock. I'm not going to dispute that. Maybe there might have been a yellow rock, but there are other areas in the game, like ancient vessels and metal flowers, that do have you going close to the out of bounds, and you will have to see the message and risk out of bounds to get that metal flower and those collectibles. And while we are here, let's have a look at all the other open areas that are clearly open, clearly have resources and enemies behind them, and are behind the walls and locked off. Hello, you post-apocalyptic futures with robots in Insane Spyro, and we are going to go through my little montage that we made from the live stream going round the edge of the world. Now I want you to keep this in mind. I've left this one in specifically. Notice how the border looks like it's a piece of paper that's been ripped off, you know, so it's not like a nice smooth line. It was ripped off, like there could be more to it. Well, you know, those buildings look like, oh, it disappeared. Oh, it's back, that's alright. Well, let's go to it then. Oh, no, it's disappeared again. Okay, oh, no, it's back again. Oh, it's gone again. But all of these areas, some of these buildings, while they will have interesting things on, a lot of these buildings, like the one on the left, can actually be got to. Like, it's a solid building, it's not just a hologram, and as we can see over there, there is the hologram generator. Don't worry, this is going to be the longest clip, and this is going to be the final montage before the final statement, and we'll do the final verdict. So it is going to be over an hour long. I didn't expect it to go this long, but yeah. So we are on the can't enter this location. Now there are some like this where we can clearly see resources beyond the barrier, like that building there. That building doesn't go away, it's not a hologram, and if we go around the side of it, we can actually get on it from a different side. So why we can't just swim straight towards this particular one and then just get on it from the front, who knows. But if we go around the side of it, we can definitely get on it from the side. And obviously, as we can see in the water, I'll give Gorilla a little bit of props. Not the best props in the world, but some props that they actually put something in the water to discourage you coming out this far. However, it is still not a lurker shark or any kind of insta-kill animal that will just screw our lives over. It's just a couple of crocos, and as long as you don't go anywhere near them, then we are going to be completely and totally fine. But as you can see, we're getting closer to the solid building that actually does have resources on it that we can enter. And again, all this black space here, all this complete black space, I have to believe that it's part of the map that they've locked off for arbitrary DLC reasons. As if we are to swim to the island that I'm swimming to now, then over to the one that's just in front to the left over there, and then back round to the one that isn't a hologram, that doesn't disappear, we can actually get onto that island. So why you can't enter it from the front, who knows. I guess it's because you're too close to the holograms maybe. But at the same time, it's the invisible borders can get really obnoxious, especially because there are data points and holograms, you know, like what they called in Destiny, the Grimoire cards that you've got to scan to get 100% in your notebook, so all the text files and all the data files. There's one on that island, and it's right on the edge of the map, and when you're looking around the edge of the map for the collectibles and the data points, you do run into this can't enter or reset stuff, when in reality it kind of forces you to go to these can't enter locations. So as you can see, we're swimming round to it right now, and while we will not be able to get to them crocos over there, this island is now certainly accessible from the right, because we've done one big circle, we haven't gone in a straight line, and now by going to the right we have landed on the island. I have already got the data point, so I don't know if I'll be able to find it again, but yeah, if you were to do this, you know, at the start, and you were just to swim in a straight line towards it, you'd be like, oh, I can't, I'm looking for it right now. As you can see, I'm trying to find where it was. It's somewhere in this room. But yeah, if you were to swim in a straight line, it says can't enter, and that would be a lot. You would believe that you can't enter it at all, and then you just swim away looking for the data point somewhere else. But what you've got to do is enter it from the right. So why? Why restrict the map in such an arbitrary jigsaw-like way? Because it's going to make it a lot harder for people that want to get 100% to get all the collectibles. And as you can see, there's much more of the map out beyond the ocean here in this big black void. If we just look again, like this entire area you can circle around, and there's got to be something there. Like, I get that a map has to end sooner or later, but it's just the way that this particular map has been structured that makes you believe that there's something else beyond the map. Anyway, we're coming up to the end of this particular section. I just thought I'd want to show the crocos, and obviously one croco did decide to swim at me, and I get stuck on the can't enter wall, so I drown in midair, which is always fun, but at least it's some, I guess it's kind of another glitch that we get to see, although I won't really class that one because we are out beyond where we're supposed to be. So here we go, we cannot move anymore, we have had the controller locked off, and there we go, we swam into the air and our Buster Sword is floating. But we'll transition now into more collectibles. So, oh, this one actually is where you can see some Ravengers down in the valley there. There is 4 Ravengers. They are the big enemies, like they're really big tanky dudes, and they've got a giant laser cannon on their back. They can very easily mow you down. If you use one of the echo arrows, you can blow a laser cannon off and claim the laser cannon for yourself. But I'm just trying to go up and over this little ridge here, because the campfire is just on the other side of this ridge. This isn't even me trying to go out of bounds. So I've run up here to escape the Ravengers, and that one, as you can see, still got the cannon on its back. So I'm like, okay, well, I'm just going to go over this little ridge here and get to the campfire. You can see the castle in the background, and once again we have this can't enter invisible wall for no reason, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to go round the corner, and you'll see me actually look up at this valley, because you can see right there that there is a pathway that leads back down into the desert and subsequently to the castle, but it's just this invisible wall. Like, I get you're not allowed to enter up here, and even then that's a bit arbitrary because it's not really the edge of the map. But I get, like, you're not allowed to enter here because it's kind of like, oh yeah, this is supposed to be the end of the world in a way, but not really, because everything's still like pretty rendered and such. But like blocking you off from just like taking a shortcut over the ridge, that's kind of stupid. And this is where I actually managed to get through the invisible wall a little bit. Like, so it said can't enter, but I managed to use the level to slip down. And when you get past the invisible wall, like I did, and slip down into what is there not allowing you to go to, it locks your controls. Like, all I've got control of is the map to fast travel away and the right analog stick. I can no longer move, I cannot access my bow or my spear to like swing my way through. All my controls have been locked off except for the camera to have a look around the area and fast travel out. This one again is a collectible, so keep in mind that a collectible can appear anywhere in that circle. It could be dead center in the middle of the circle, or it could be at the very edge of the circle. Now the black tear isn't even near me, and as you can see it says you are leaving the play area, but the black tear itself is all the way up north, so I don't even understand why that message is coming up for a basic collectible when we're not even anywhere near the black tear. And much like the other Banku figure, because all the Banku figures are on top of the mountain, this one is again on top of the mountain, and again no real way up. Like, I was looking around for it, I found some rocks which took me up to this area, like it purposefully wants me to go up here, and then it says no, you've got to turn back. So I'm looking around, and it's clearly not downwards. Like, I'm looking downwards, it's clearly not down there, and I'm thinking, right, well, I'm seeing that down there's the village, and there's nothing on the edge of this mountain, so it's clearly above me. So it must be either where the actual real icon is dead center, or beyond that. But where the icon is and above is out of bounds. So once again I have to risk out of bounds just to get this figure. So we'll transition. Again, this is another one right near the edge. We are now leaving the play area again, and once again the metal flower can be anywhere within this circle, so I was coming all the way up north to look for it, and I was looking down into the valley trying to find it, and I did eventually see it from the higher up ledge, which is now down there. That's at the bottom of the ring. And then I also found the thing that everybody has apparently really noticed, which is this gate here. So this is much like a alleged Skyrim gate. I'll be honest, I've never ever seen a Skyrim gate, and I'm kind of curious to see one. But this one, the gate's obviously closed, and I could jump up and around, but this is an invisible wall now. Like, if I want to try and jump any further, I can't even get stuck in between the two gates. There is a giant invisible wall here preventing me from accessing anything beyond this point. And obviously the gates lead to more land, so buy the DLC and those gates will more than likely be open to us. Again, that could be a gate like Skyrim, so I don't particularly want to treat that one as like a season pass thing, because I've got two particular instances where certain borders and barriers intersect, and the way that they intersect kind of like makes it DLC, but we'll come to that later. Back over at the swamp now, so we're still on that building, maybe, I can't remember which one this is, but we're at one of the buildings back over in the swamp after I came back to life, and should have put this one after the other one, because this is where I went after the other one. And we are swimming kind of the length of the ocean, and we can see that there is another nice little graphical glitch there. I'm not too sure what that is, but I've seen other bigger robots that dive under the ground now, which are called like rock breakers. They're basically giant moles, and I'm having to assume that and they make that little cloud animation, so I'm assuming that that cloud animation over there is a new robot that is not yet in the game, but it could just be a graphical error. But once again, it is completely locked off for whatever reason, and we just got to swim back to this point. But that's not a big deal. What is a big deal though is I'm now at the bottom of the map, or at the bottom of the ocean nearly, moving towards the land itself, and we can see that here there's plenty of crocos in the water beyond the borders, so there's plenty of enemies in the water, and if they're sitting there in the water, that means that that water is legitimate. Like, it's not some sort of end of bounds map that you would fall through. All that water up to the shore is legitimate solid water that even the enemies can swim around in freely without falling through the map. So all that water and the mountain in the background is fully rendered and explorable, but we cannot go there yet. This one is now at the end of the ocean, so we can't enter this location, and this is me just coming onto shore. And this is one of those, look at all of these resources that we've put here. And they're not randomly generated, by the way, because when you run out of like healing stuff, the healing stuff always respawns in the same place. So like that stick and that yellow flower beyond the barrier, and subsequently that turkey in the far back there, they're not like randomly generated. That stick will always, if I were to pluck that stick out the ground and I went away to like the sun area and come back, that stick would have regrown. So they're not randomly dotted around in pure RNG fashion. All of these sticks and health trinkets and yellow flowers, which I'm not too sure what they do, I think they make fire resist potions, all of them are fully scripted and placed on purpose in the place that they are, so that they'll regrow in those places. So that stick and that yellow flower beyond the barrier, that was legitimately placed there by the dev. It didn't just randomly grow there, which shows that that entire shore, and as you can see there's many resources beyond those two, like the turkey, that entire shore and the mountains to the left of me, all fully rendered, all fully done. And it seems like when there's an area that is fully finished like this, most of the borders you can't enter, but there's always an entrance point which is where you would normally enter, and that's where you get the reset. So as you notice, we haven't been able to go anywhere, but now we've found the entrance point. Like, that's the valley into the mountains that we've seen on the left. That's clearly the way that we go. We go up and to the left, as the path does curve up and to the left, but that is leaving the play area itself, so that's where you would normally enter. Oh, and it gets even better, as during these live streams where we walked around the edge, we tried escaping in certain points, and we found some rather interesting things. You know.
Interesting.
Oh, you think that's interesting?
Oh, yes. Very interesting.
Yeah, that kind of interesting that needs to be noted down. What kind of interesting things? Well, think of it like a jigsaw puzzle. At first, you don't know what it is, but as you put all of the pieces down and all the pieces start to fall into place, you start to see the big picture. And when you see these two things, you realise what's going on. So during our travels on Twitch, we found two things in particular of interesting note. The mysterious whirlpool and the machine city. You see, every wall follows a pattern. If it's in an area in the game that is locked for story reasons, there is an invisible wall around it until the story unlocks. Like in this final dungeon area here that I'll explain. Hello all of you people that are sick of watching this review and have probably skipped to the end, but if you haven't, kudos to you. We are here at what is the final area, so I've still not unlocked this area and I'm like 60% done with the game now. The completion rating's at 60%. So this grave you can't really access, and this is kind of like the whole story arc thing. I'm going to assume this is where the final battle takes place. As you can see, we've got the light shining down on the machine valley. Like, this is full on machines. Now, to me, I could easily get down into that valley. Like, we can clearly see that it's not that big of a drop down there. And I gently skeet down the side of these rocks, but there's an automatic death there. Like, we've survived bigger drops than that. And that's because it wants you to go the other way round. So I'm going to fade back to us getting to Machine City. And as you can see, it's all really dark and stormy. But the one area, this final battle where all of the remnants are scattered about, and we did have to fight like this giant guardian to get in. We can see that like the light shines down, so clearly like going down there is not optional, even though that's like a walkable way. That's just basically a death pit, so we're supposed to follow the light to our final destination. However, because this is the final battle and we are not yet prepared for the final battle, while we can jump most of the way up, the yellow pegs that allow us to enter the gorge, enter the final area, have been removed and an invisible wall has been erected in its place. So we get here and you think, oh, you just run up this cliff or jump up the pegs. Now both take you to this wall here, and there is a purple light up there, and that's clearly where you've got to go. Now I'm jumping at this wall, or I think I jump at this wall, and I don't gain any forward momentum. Even if we were to go back down the cliff here and do it this way, so that we go up the pegs, like, oh yeah, go up this one, onto this one, we still just arrive back at this precipice, and we can't jump forward if we jump at the wall. Like, once we're here, we're not getting any forward momentum at this point. But you see that hook that's above us? Normally we could probably grab onto that hook once the final story unlocks, and I've watched someone at least do this part just so that I wasn't talking shit. When you do get the final chapter unlocked or the final battle and come back here, the area that I was jumping at no longer has the invisible wall, and that peg sticking in the mountain there is accessible to allow us to jump up this wall. But right now it's locked off for story reasons, as it's literally the ending and it doesn't want you to sequence break to the end. So keep that one in mind, and now we'll go back and show why the other two are very suspicious, because they don't have this kind of scripted invisible wall for story purposes. However, if it's an area that is rendered but it's off limits because maybe there might be a few bugs, like these buildings, it says can't go that way. But if it's an area that is not buggy, clearly in the game, and could clearly be accessed, it throws you back via you are leaving the play area box. Now, from the live stream travels, we only ever found 2 areas where 2 things go on at the exact same time. That being the Whirlpool and Machine City, where it says can't enter because the entire ocean might be a bit buggy, but a reset if you are too close to it. As in, that whirlpool is finished and ready, but don't go there yet. But maybe the crocos are spawning there for a reason. That's the entrance, and you can swim through them. So after all the forces of evil that lurk in the briny blue are dead, and their gleaming flesh has been harvested, the entrance is oh. Uh-oh, they just respawned. They just popped back into existence. But even braving the crocos to find the entrance, it says can't enter. Only close to the whirlpool, the true finished area, is where we are forced to reset. So, that's where the entrance is. And it's even more so, as that one little hole where it says reset is the only hole in the entire ocean that says reset. You can swim all the way to the land to the left and all the way to the land to the right, and you know, this glitchy building is on the right, so we can swim the majority of the ocean, can't enter. But that one tiny hole next to the whirlpool that you can clearly enter, and is where you could clearly get into a fully finished whirlpool, now that's the reset, that's the door. But you're not allowed to go through the door yet, and you'll probably guess the reason when we explain Machine City. Same with Machine City. From faraway places, or you can't go there, but if you find the hole in the invisible barrier, you find some
So much for being careful.
very interesting things. An area much like the farlands of Minecraft. A place of silence where no monsters can spawn. It's a complete area and you can walk around it. There's a bridge, climbing rocks, rope, it's all here. But even if you pass through the barrier, you can't go towards Machine City itself. As once you start getting closer towards the main part of Machine City, turn back or you'll be reset. Why only there? Then you work it out. Just look back at all my footage of these borders. The enemies and resources beyond the barriers, areas complete but devoid of monsters and people, the two big mystery areas like the random whirlpool out in the middle of nowhere locked off. Rather specific thing to lock off, a random whirlpool out in the middle of the ocean on the very far reaches of the map that very few would ever see. That's a very oddly specific thing to lock off. Well, not so much when you think about all the outside sources. Look at this month. Breath of the Wild, Zelda's biggest ever game, garnering 10 out of 10, 9 out of 10, 4 out of 5, which coincidentally is also about robots in a post-apocalyptic future. Nier Automata, again, another open world about the post-apocalypse and robots generating positive vibes. And Ghost Recon Wildlands, another open world. Then go back to the hype train, the trailers. We saw Aloy climbing everything like Link could. The talks of a world bigger than imagination, like bigger than Breath of the Wild sized. But with all these walls and you're leaving the play area, you'll be reset. You're lucky if it's bigger than Fallout 4, and I think Fallout 4 is bigger. But, I mean, Horizon would be bigger than Fallout 4, even bigger than Zelda, if there weren't these reset barriers, if we could go to all these places, if it was a world without borders or boundaries. But we had to put them in for now, as we had to shove it out early to compete with Zelda and Nier. And even when you compare it to Nier Automata and the way that Nier Automata is structured, Nier's barriers are structured like Zelda's barriers. There is a limit, but it's not an immersion breaking box with more behind it. No, with both Zelda and Nier, games finished on time, once you hit the map limit, there is an end of play area, yes, But there's no box. Just an invisible wall with a really small message saying can't go that way. But more or less, it's just an ocean or an impassable mountain. Like, really impassable. And in both, you will get a few minor can't go that way messages, but not a reset. However, unlike Zero Dawn, there are ways through. And if the player can pull a Spyro 1, you know what I'm talking about. Stone Hill and Cliff Town, where there are these invisible walls. But ooh, bit of fancy manoeuvring, and I'm in the Outlands. Like Spyro 1, if the player can surmount the walls and break through the barriers, you are rewarded for your efforts with the remnants and remains of the somewhat programmed match. It's glitchy and buggy, as you can see from some of this footage that another YouTuber recorded for us, but it's still there, and you are still free to explore to your heart's content. Go as far as you can, and if you can navigate the non-rendered floors and the buggy buildings, there it is, the end of the map, the world's end for you to bask in. You broke through, and so you get to see what lies beyond the horizon. There are even whispers from drunken sailors of far-off lands that, like other games of old, like Spyro or other games of old, to those who can break the barriers of Nier and Zelda, secret Easter eggs are your reward. Remember, like in the old Quake, like the original Quake 1, where if you went to a specific spot in the map and then you fell off the map into the void, but you didn't reset, you fell for exactly 10 minutes, you'd find the dope fish, or in MDK2 in the 7th level with...
And finally, we reach BioWare's third-person shooter MDK2. This game has the most hard-to-find Easter egg yet. Put simply, at the end of the game's 7th level, there's an invisible pathway. You can only see the pathway by shooting directly at it and seeing your bullets collide with it. If you navigate your way along the pathway, you'll eventually reach some sort of floating tower. Walking around to the other side of it will reveal an image on the wall of 3 of the game developers' heads on a fiery background. One of the heads has been posted onto the body of South Park's depiction of Satan.
Yes, that. Well, apparently, like in them games, in Zelda and Nier, to those who can escape into the negative zone, you will be rewarded with Easter eggs. Well, not just some old shitty South Park Easter egg or whatever. No, more Easter eggs of things to come. In the games, they are still extremely new and are yet to be fully data mined, but there are whispers on the wind that in Zelda in particular, beyond the borders, like MDK2, there is one random tower, or building, or structure, and within this structure is a weapon. Both weapon and tower, question mark, are not properly textured or rendered, but the excitement is there that this alleged building is a sneak peek at the story they're working on for the DLC in the winter, as it's a sword. Some say it's the Wind Tower with the Sword, as Vati is a villain. Some say it's the Goddess statue and the Goddess sword, as Girahim and Demise are the only other villains. Same with Nier. Those exploring the world beyond may find an Easter egg of future DLC or a whole new game, or a hint at least of a whole new game that Square is working on. But both are still fresh out the box. No one has found anything yet, and it might be a load of shit. But can you imagine how cool it would be if it was true? If the Zelda Tower and weapon were found, the amount of buzz that would create for the story that's coming out in the winter. But Horizon, there's none of that. As you've seen from Machine City and the Whirlpool, even if you get past the invisible wall, oh, naughty naughty, you're leaving the play area, time to get reset and sent back. You can see it, and that's your lot. Wait for the season pass, bitches. And you know that's what it is. while Guerrilla has been very vague about the whole thing, there has been mention of them by Guerrilla's, like, spokesperson that a season pass is coming, and now we know what for. Yeah, how the map gets randomly cut off like this, despite there being more beyond. Well, yeah, you can buy the rest of the map in the season pass. The whirlpool? Got that reset barrier around it? Season pass will remove that. Oh, same for Machine City. Wanna go right up to the city itself and not just fuck around in Tentacle Park close to the city? Season pass! And it fucking kills it for me. Unlike Zelda or Skyrim, where the game is 100% complete and in a 100% state, and they're working on the DLC afterwards, and then that gets added on as an extra bit of the map. The way the world map randomly cuts off here, and areas like Machine City, they're clearly there, they're clearly finished, but they're behind the reset wall, and they've just been carved out. You know, if you could remove that reset wall, you could go right up to that city, you could walk around in that city, but we just had to carve that out for some shitty little season pass later down the line, because we could not test it in time, because we had to push it out in the unfinished state it is to contend with Zelda and Nier. All three games, all three open world, all three with robots, all three about a post-apocalyptic future. But both already have games. One has a lot of games and extremely well-established franchises. You wanted to compete with Zelda? Like, really? Like, really, Horizon? You're a new franchise, fresh out the box, with no following, and you want to compete with a 30-year-old franchise? Well, I mean, good luck to you, you mad bastard. Well, not so much good luck, as you rushed it out a bit because there was already 2 robot future post-apocalyptic open world games already out there in the form of Breath of the Wild and Nier, and you feared that you might get left behind. And look how that turned out. And while you might have got a bit of flack, it would have been so much better if you just waited. Or at the very least, even just removed them shitty immersion breaking "you're leaving the play area" boxes. Well, you didn't, did you? So, my final verdict. Also, I just feel the need to add this bit in at the end, because despite what I'm about to say about this game, despite the final score I'm about to give it, it's still a okay game. I still enjoy it quite a bit. I'm still playing it, and I wouldn't have gone to 54.25% and still going, and also got 42% of the trophies, as we'll be able to see here, if I didn't enjoy the game. So I still do enjoy it, alright? Okay. If you disagree, because I know there's going to be a bit of disagreement, but you're all usually really, really good about it. But if there is going to be some disagreement, I'm happy to take the dislikes, leave your dislike, but explain why I'm wrong, okay? Let's not have a Breath of the Wild 7 out of 10 situation. You already know what that means. All of you watching that think you don't know what it means, you do know what it means. You know the exact shit that's going on with someone giving Breath of the Wild a 7 out of 10. Remember, a 7, a really good score, a 7, okay? So, you're all really good and really amazing about this, and you never fight. But if there is anybody that comes into the chat, if there is any person that highly disagrees, do make them feel welcome, and to the person that does highly disagree, leave your dislike. I'm completely fine with that. But don't just scream fuck you and try and DDoS the website and stuff. Just give me a rational explanation why you disagree. Let's start a conversation. Let's not have another 7 out of 10 Breath of the Wild, okay? Okay, let's continue. So, my final verdict for Horizon Zero Expectations is an average 3 out of 5. Yes, it's got some nice scenery, some really fun gameplay at times, and some really cool designs for the robot dinosaurs, but all that greatness gets held back by everything else. A less than enthralling main character, a pretty uninteresting story that's pretty much just a rip-off of the Terminator franchise, and NPCs. Oh no. Some of my team are being killed by the robot tiger. I really should save them. Yeah, I would, mate, but I really don't give a shit about them. They haven't endeared themselves to me. But its biggest and by far worst letdown is the restrictions it puts on the world map. Unlike Zelda and Nier Automata, exploration is not recommended. If you want to explore, fuck you. Don't go this way. No, stop going that way. I see you try to go over there, so we've put up an invisible wall. Oh, it seems you got through that invisible wall, so you're gonna have to turn back or reset, or we're gonna reset you. Oh, you tried to get that Banku figure? The Banku figure, a main collectible, a collectible you need for 100% that's right on the edge of the map. Well, you know, we'll let you get that collectible, but don't you dare try exploring any of the field around that collectible, or I will fucking reset your ass. Don't go here, don't go there, you're leaving the play area. Stop leaving the play area. All students must remain within the play area. Any students found trying to leave the play area will be reset and get detention from Miss Finster. And fucking calling it a play area? Like, you could have done anything else. A lightning strike hits me. A super robot kills me. Anything to stop me leaving. But no, it's a giant immersion breaking box. And play area? Really? Play area? It makes me feel like a kid and you're my babysitter at the playground. And you're not. That's Dark Blue Fire. It's demoralising. Like, yeah, if you're being babysat, now Spyro, here's the swings and the rocking horse. Don't leave the play area. There's nasty boo-boos beyond the borders of that red padded floor. Okay, that's for my own safety. But this is supposed to be an open world. A world without borders or boundaries. Where you can go anywhere and do anything. If you break the barrier into the negative zone, then good for you. But sorry, play area? Again, the words play area. Like, you could have called it anything. You're now leaving the safety of the embrace. You're now leaving the world. You're leaving the mountain sanctuary. You could have called it anything. But no, it had to be play area. Like we are kids on the swing set. And what makes it even worse is beyond the play area is more map. More map that is clearly rendered and finished, but just randomly cut off so you can save it for that season pass that's coming. Like that whirlpool. If it was like Stop and Swap from Banjo-Kazooie or something, and you could use a code to get inside it, and it took me down to a room with a big ice door, and you said, that's a whole extra dungeon coming soon, I would be hyped as hell for that. But instead, we have the fully finished whirlpool and subsequent quest attached to it outside the play area till the DLC wall removes that wall. So, fun game for the most part, but there's just not enough here to truly care about or make it stand up against the other open world games, also to do with robot futures, also to do with post-apocalypse. It added too many immersion breaking boxes telling you about leaving the play area, even when you're not trying to. You just want to get the Banku figure, like it's your babysitter, and it needs to make sure you don't leave the play area until Daddy Bethesda and Mommy Square Enix get back, at which point You are then allowed to leave the play area and finally explore what lies beyond the horizon.